If someone would have come to me a year ago and told me where I am right now, I definitely would not have believed them. Cool down. So last time we spoke, I believe I was just kind of pretty fresh into starting working with my personal online coach in my fitness journey. And God, I cannot tell you how badly I wish I started that sooner. It has opened my eyes to so much. I've learned how amazing our bodies are. I've learned how to treat mine with love and care. And I've reached a level of potential that I never thought I ever could have. I always wanted it, but I didn't know how to get there. And I wasted so many years doing the wrong thing. And if this video helps you not do what I did, then I'm happy. So I hope that's what you take away from this right now. So in short, I'm going to start by telling you what has changed. So since we last spoke, I was fresh into working with my coach. I was feeling my body in a surplus for the first time ever, really getting over my fear of overeating and just the bad relationship I had with food. I really committed to that journey working with that coach. I really wanted to be done with all of the bad relationships that I had with food and bad beliefs I had with food. I wanted to be completely done. I was in a pretty good place with food at the time, but I knew I wasn't at the place that I wanted to be yet. So putting my credit card details in for my coach, knowing that I was going to pay a monthly fee was scary, but I knew that I needed it. And oh my God, I wish I did it sooner. Investing in a personal online coach is not that much money. And I don't think I would ever stop paying it. My coach and I were actually joking one time about how you have your non-negotiable payments that you have every month or every year, whatever it may be for you. And there's things that you'll just never, ever not pay for, even if you have to cut out a lot of different expenses. We'll never cut out a gym membership, our monthly, weekly grocery bill, and paying your coach, paying the people that change your life, paying the people that change your relationship with your body and to show you how amazing it really is. I do not take back a penny I've ever spent on my fitness journey. And I hope for you guys that you'll consider it a bit more after listening to my journey, because it has been better than I could have ever imagined. And it has so much coming in the future, especially bringing you guys more fitness content. Throughout the last year since I started working with my coach, I became a certified personal trainer, and I've listened to about an hour podcast 4 to 5 times a week, just expanding my knowledge. I'm just like a sponge. I want to soak up and learn as much as I can about this to help people and share information that is true, because there's a lot of information out there that is not true. Anyways, it's just changed my life. It's giving me this whole other sense of purpose and passion that I can really dive into. So I'm really enjoying that. And I have my coach to thank for that. I have fitness to thank for that. Mind you, I've been training for around 8 years. If you want to learn more about my past training, watch the part 1 of this video. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I've been through quite a bit with my fitness journey. And I even put a question box up on my story the other day, and somebody was asking about my transformation and all that. And I mentioned somewhere in there that I, at one point, weighed 92 pounds. I was literally 2 pounds away from being anorexic. And I'm 5'4", for reference. So I was pretty small. And now I am 135, 140, only going up. We love it now. Everything I was ever afraid of was so ridiculous now that I'm here at this point. But I think a lot of females and males go through this phase of beliefs about food, being afraid of it, or thinking that they need to eat a certain way to look a certain way. And too many people go through that. I included, I think, about like 95% of my female friends go through this, and I'm watching them go through it. And yeah, I just want my journey to be out there to show people that you don't need to have those beliefs. You don't need to be afraid to eat. You don't need to be afraid to put on muscle, because getting to a point where you feel like you're working with your body instead of against it is magical. Getting to a point where you understand your body, what it needs, what it wants, it feels so good to be in sync with your body. A lot has changed in the last year, and I'm going to tell you specific things that I incorporated to make those changes. Number one, got a coach. Invested in myself, invested in learning about myself, because when it comes down to programming, which exercises to do, what to eat, how to reach your goals, all of that is individual. All of that will be specific to each person, and it will be different for every person. Therefore, if you don't invest and learn about yourself, you probably are going to struggle to reach your goals. Okay? Investing in a coach, getting a program written specifically for you, take some small step in investing towards yourself if you really want to reach your goals. That is my number one tip. Then I also started tracking macros. In my part 1 video, I had mentioned this. I'd started it when I started with my coach. It was always something that I never wanted to do. I, like you probably, thought it was obsessive. I thought with my past it wasn't a very good idea. But I was so wrong. So wrong. It has given me the key to everything. It has showed me what macros are, which is macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats, if you're not aware of that. It has shown me what energy in versus energy out means. It has showed me what my body needs, what my body wants, what works for my body. How can I manipulate those factors in order to reach my goals? It has literally given me everything. Not tracking macros is like taking the fuel gauge out of your car. Nobody would ever do that, okay? It's so important to understand your body, your maintenance calories, what you're eating, how much protein, how much carbs, how much fat, because that all in turn affects your body composition, affects your weight. And almost everybody who doesn't take the step to learn about themselves or learn about basic nutrition is probably under eating. Most people are under eating and then binging on the weekends because they're fucking starving. Pardon my French. Because they're starving. So if you find yourself going for snacks at night, or overeating on the weekends, or going ham, or not being able to control yourself at social events when there's food in front of you, it's because your body is hungry, okay? It wants to eat. You're depriving it, and then you're overeating, and then you have this terrible cycle with food. So tracking macros, please consider it. If you have any questions, drop them below. I will, or reach out to me on Instagram. I love talking to people on social media, helping them out, telling them about my journey. Please reach out to me. Another thing I did was lift heavy. Now, that's to go without saying, because I'm on a muscle growth journey. I really am enjoying building my muscles, building my glutes, building my quads. I'm really enjoying that. And I never could have done that had I not fueled myself properly. But that is another topic that we'll get to very shortly. But lifting heavy. So in the past, I think I talked about this again in my part 1 video, I was overtraining. I was training 6, if not 7 days a week. I was following a program from an influencer on an app. Stupid. I got injured, not doing exercise, but I got injured because the program wasn't properly structured to build a strong foundation. Anyways. And so I started lifting heavier. I started applying progressive overload. I now had a program that was written for my goals. And I learned what it was really like to properly push yourself in your training, but safely, obviously. I couldn't have done that without the proper rest. So now I train 4 days a week. I push myself in my lifts. I take deload weeks when I need to. And I'm building a strong foundation that I can work off of, a foundation based on strength, not only physique. And that has been huge. Your muscles don't grow and you don't progress if you don't give your body the rest that it needs. So I lifted heavy, rested, and dialing those weeks back when I'm surfing a lot, pushing pretty hard when I can. I wish someone told me how important rest was. I thought more was better. Like everybody usually thinks more is better. It's not. Stop wasting your time. Give your body the rest it needs. I promise. Without rest, you will not reach your goals, get results, or feel like a good human, like feel good physically, okay? Educating, that has changed for me. I did talk about that in the beginning, of how much education and how much interest has been driven into my brain since I started this. It's like you think about school, right? And you think about you're studying for a test and you try to memorize all this information that you don't care about, and you obviously don't remember it because you don't care about it. I listened to a podcast about fitness one time. It is drilled into my brain. I know that fact for fact, word for word, forever. It sticks in my brain because it applies to my life. So it's really easy to learn and continue to improve yourself because you're interested in your own journey and in yourself. So this applies to your life, and education has, oh God, it has helped my fitness journey immensely. I cannot say that enough. I went from this physique. This was like my physique when I ended, or when I made my part 1 video of this fitness journey. And now we're here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm entering another growth phase right now, and I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. I'm so motivated. I'm so inspired by the people that I follow on Instagram. That's so important. Check your Instagram feeds. They are very influential, okay? Last thing, consistency. In my past video, I think I mentioned that I trained a lot. I trained hard when I was home, but then I would go on like a 3-month surf trip, or that's a little exaggerated. Sometimes it was 3 months, sometimes it was 2 weeks, whatever it may be. And I would be like, oh, I don't have access to a gym. Let me just do these weird HIIT workouts, or let me just surf a ton. Sometimes I was just surfing a ton. I stopped training. I was underfed. So my muscle mass would go down so quickly, and I would get so skinny while I was on these trips. And then I would come back and I'd lift again, and then I'd eat a little bit more, not nearly enough, but I'd eat a little bit more, and then I'd gain some muscle back, and then I'd go on another trip and lose it again. So it was so up and down, and I didn't understand macros and getting enough protein to maintain that muscle, that it was just, it fluctuated too much. Now I'm consistent. I don't make excuses. If I don't have a gym, which is pretty rare these days, I will ask my coach to adjust a week for me and make it home-based. That's the beauty of having a personal coach. You can personalize your program. I do write programs and I coach online. If you're interested, send me a message. Now I almost always have a gym. It's no question, am I gonna pay for that month, that week? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get my work done because it makes me feel good. It keeps me on track. It makes me feel sane. Like when I don't have surfing, I know I can always go to the gym. If there's no waves, I can go to the gym and I can stay sane. I can get my workout in, get those endorphins, and I can feel good all the time, no matter what, okay? Consistency. So to recap, what has changed for me since my last fitness journey video, I'm still working with my coach. I will never not pay a coach. I will always have a personal online fitness coach. It will change your life. Consider it, okay? Tracking macros and fueling my body correctly. If you would have told the old me how much we're eating now and looking like this, I never would have believed you, okay? Ever. I've come so far with education, with food, with everything, with my tracking and fueling my body properly, okay? Lifting heavy and resting. More resting than lifting heavy, but like pushing myself. I'm at a new strength threshold that I never would have imagined I could have been at, okay? Educating myself every day as much as I can without all the bullshit you see on Instagram from proper professionals, proper experts. That's where we like to learn, okay? And I have been consistent. That is the biggest thing that has changed with me, because everyone who knows me knows I've always worked really hard, but I didn't understand how to preserve that muscle mass and how to find a good balance. I always wanted to, I would go so hard and go like at the gym at home when I had resources and food, and I was okay to eat. But when I would go on these surf trips, I would be like, oh no, I don't have a gym. Therefore, I need to eat less and surf more. All I knew was I didn't have a gym. Therefore, I am going to restrict and move a lot, so that I don't, hopefully my body doesn't change. But it did change, but it changed for the worse. I lost muscle mass. I got skinnier, and then I would, flip-flop back and forth. I explained that already. But yeah, my fitness journey will have constant updates because we've come so far in a year. Like I said, if you would have told me a year ago that we'd be here, I never would have believed you. And I'm so happy that my Instagram is growing and I'm able to help a lot of people on the daily. I have a lot of people in my messages. You know who you are, and I really, really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys continuing to inspire me and motivate me and tell me how much I've helped you. It means a lot. It really means a lot. And I really hope to continue to do more with my fitness and what I can continue to bring to you guys with social media, with YouTube. I want to do more. I have a lot going on for me right now, and it's all the things I love the most. So I'm pouring my heart and soul into it, and I hope that we can continue to grow together, and I'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, fitness is fun. Health is fun. Having energy is fun. Having muscle, being strong. The look on guys' faces when I bust out 5 to 8 reps of 20-pound weighted pull-ups. Sorry. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself, and I'm happy that you guys are here. If you're still here watching, thank you for your support, and thank you for being part of my fitness journey. Can't wait to see where we go next, because your girl has some big goals, okay? Big goals. Thank you so much, guys. Cool down.